events like this. So can we give her a round of applause, please? Thank you. So this afternoon, this evening, what I really want to get into, I'm not going to talk much about Bliss Mentoring, to be honest with you. I wanted to provide some value to all of you. And so I have goals for this evening. The first bit is that some of the content that you're going to hear, you've already heard it before. You may not have heard it the way that I'm going to tell it to you. You may not have heard it in this way, but I'm sure that you've heard it before. It's not difficult stuff. It's not rocket science. Sorry, this is woo. And I only have 10 minutes, so I can tell you this much about this type of subject. So bear with me. We'll get through that. The cool part, though, is that it's not just about firing up your inner entrepreneur. It's really about transferable skills into your life, and that's what I really want to get into. So, life is really about moments. It's about positive moments, like maybe the first time you met your child or saw your child. It's about not so positive moments when you have diagnosed with an illness or maybe, a car accident where everything kind of goes in slow motion. And what I really want to portray to you tonight is that these are triggers. These moments that happen are really triggers that make you think. They make you change, and they really encourage you to take action. So if you can take one thing away tonight, what I really want you to do is to take some action to make a change in some part of your life. And I'm hoping that what I tell you will resonate with you. And I forgot my clicker. Okay, so who am I? I'm Vanessa Hayden, as she said. I am a mother of 4, project manager at a large healthcare organization, an entrepreneur, and I'm not telling you this to go, ooh, look at her. Normally when I meet people in business settings and I say I have 4 kids, I'm like, oh my gosh, 4 kids, how do you do it? I can't believe it. And I have secrets, and so I'm going to share some of those secrets with you. If that's okay with you guys, can I get a sure V?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is going to be a little interactive, so we're going to get warmed up here. Okay, so here are the 5 steps to firing up your inner entrepreneur. And like I said, it's not just about your inner entrepreneur, it's about any change that you want to change in your life. So if you want to lose weight, you go through this process. If you want to launch a new product, you go through this process. If you want to launch a new business, this is the process that you're going to go through. And the very first stage is, first you get inspired. This is the part where you're in the shower one morning and you go, that's an idea. I could probably make a business out of that. Or you're with a friend and something triggers in your mind and you go, that's being inspired, right? But how many of you have ever heard of someone who thought of an idea and then a year from now, it's on the infomercial because you didn't implement it? Anybody? Anyone? You guys have never heard that? Okay. Exactly. That's not going to fire up your internal entrepreneur, right? It has to take a step further than that. Then you get passionate about it. So you start learning what it is that you have to do in order to make said business, said lost weight, whatever it is that your goal was. In order to do that, you have to learn about what you're going to do, right? So that's your next step. You get a little bit passionate about it and think, I should do this in your mind. But where the rubber really starts hitting the road is when you get motivated. Now you've learned about it and you're thinking, this probably isn't that hard. I could probably do this. And you start plotting and planning and you write down your goals and you write down your plan in order to make it to where you want to go. Has anybody ever in your business, in your life, done this? Okay, good. Because we're going to get back to that part. That's why it's highlighted. Then you get empowered. So you pull the trigger. You act like Nike and you just do it. And you're empowered and you're feeling great. You started that diet. You started that business. You launched that product. And you're ready to roll now. And that's when you're really empowered, feeling great about yourself. But let's be clear. This is business. This is life. And you go through your business and it's a roller coaster ride, right? And then you get enlightened because now you're smarter than you were when you started. In the very beginning, you didn't know what you didn't know, and now you do. And you go, I could make that better. And guess where you're back at? Inspired again. Because now it's a new idea, and you go through the cycle again. Does this make sense to everybody?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. And it's not really traditionally the way that people talk about it. It's a little bit different. So, here's what we have done at Bliss Mentoring. We've decided to do a workshop in December. Now, we all know it's Halloween time, right? And what comes after Halloween? Thanksgiving and exactly. All these things, right? We're getting into that holiday season. Did anybody last year make any goals for 2013? Anyone? Yeah. So what happens is you start making your goals on, and you do it on when? New Year's sometimes. You're singing Auld Lang Syne and you're like, oh, I should have made some goals for this year. Okay? So what we've done is we've thought about that, and in order to get you going on your goals for next year, we're going to do a workshop right here in Portland on December 6th. For Reciprocity members, it's only $97, and we'll get back into that in a minute. I want to tell you how important goals are, though. This is not my work, but I learned this from Brian Tracy. In 1979, they surveyed the Harvard Business School. Now, these are supposed to be the smartest kids in the country. And they asked them, how many of you have goals? 84% of the graduating class in 1979 had no goals. They had no idea what was going to happen with their future. 13% had goals, but they weren't written. Still in the idea stage, right? Not in the motivation stage. Only 3% of that entire class had clearly written goals. So, what happened? In 1989, they followed those kids and they asked the same thing. Where are you now? And what they found was that the 13% with the goals were making 2 times as much as the ones without goals. Now that's pretty significant. Does everybody agree? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, but the 3% that had clearly written goals and defined goals were making 10 times the amount that all the 97 before them were. That's significant. And it really speaks to how goals are so important for your business and for your life. But what we figured out at Bliss Mentoring, Angie's a life coach and I'm a business coach, is that you can't just say, I'm going to work on losing weight and ignore your business or ignore the rest of your life. There's a whole wheel of things, the hats that we all wear, that you really need to pay attention to. And so that's what this workshop that we're developing is really about. Okay, so, are you guys still with me? Yeah. Okay, so what I want you to think about right now is, what is one client worth to you? If you think about it, one client, one widget, one show, if you're in direct sales, just one. Think about how much that is worth to you in money. Think about the dollar signs. How much is 2 worth? Right? They're worth a lot. Because if you're taking care of your clients, they'll take care of you. And that's what it all boils down to. That's why we're all in business, is to help others. So think about that, and think about what a clearly defined plan, an executable, repeatable, sustainable plan will do for your business if you build that for next year. So, back to the workshop. In the workshop, you will write your compelling mission statement, not for your business, but for 2014. What is your mission for 2014? What do you want to accomplish and really get to? You'll develop your vision statement. When you're looking at 2015 and looking backwards, what do you see then? Not what you're looking at on January 1st, 2014, but you're going to re-engineer it backwards. You'll also create clarity around what you really want with your annual goals, your quarterly goals, your monthly goals, your weekly goals, and believe it or not, your tactical daily goals. Because in order to meet your ultimate goal for the end of the year, you have to have a plan, and it has to be repeatable, and it has to be sustainable. And that's what we're going to create at this workshop with you. So, we have a deal. The first fast 5 people who want to sign up for this workshop, we're giving away what's called Monsters in Gratitude. So it's really easy to say we're going to build a repeatable, sustainable process. But there's this little negative committee in everybody's brain that tells you you're not good enough, you're never going to make it. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? Sometimes those monsters are real. Sometimes they're your boss or your spouse or your mother-in-law, father-in-law. So we've developed a process to identify the monsters, what I call the monsters, and you can exorcise the demons. We've taught you how in this download. So that's free for the first 5 people to sign up tonight. Now, for a little exercise. Are you guys still with me? Are you ready to do a little exercise? Okay, so I wanted you to be able to take something tangible away. You have an index card. There's some index cards in the middle of the table. We're going to do a little goals exercise right now. Okay. So what I want you to do, this is going to be kind of a positive affirmations kind of thing. We're going to write I am or we are, and then put in an adjective. Excited, I'm happy. Something that, think about when you complete your goal, how you're going to feel when you complete that goal. And then you're going to put that we have, and you're going to put the verb, right? So completed, I've obtained, I've whatever, use your words, by X date. So for example, my card would say, I'm excited that we have paid off all of our credit card debt by November 1st, 2013. I'll give you some time to think about that. Sure. So you want to write I am, or we are, if you're doing it with someone else. And then an adjective or adverb. So I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm ecstatic. Those are words that I would use. That I or we have. And then the word of how you're going to complete your goals. So if you're losing weight, I'm ecstatic that I've lost 20 pounds by, and then the date that you want to be doing it by. And then for you guys who are superstars and are already ahead, flip it over on the other side. I want you to write today's date, which is October 16, 2013. And I want you to write why you want that goal. This is what I call your compelling why. It's your reason for driving to that goal. So when motivation slips away, and it will, you can look at that why and know that's why you wanted that goal in the first place. Because we tend to forget after time starts passing. And what you're going to do with these cards is you're going to put it by your bedside. And when you wake up in the morning, you're going to read it. And you're going to flip it over, and you're going to read the back. And you're going to say, I'm one day closer to that goal. And then at night, you're going to look at it, and you're going to think to yourself, what did I do today to get to that goal? And you're going to put it down. And this exercise alone, I had a whole stack of index cards, I can tell you. Everything from a Walt Disney World trip with my family to, I wanted a couch or something. And what I didn't realize was that as I read them every night and remembered why I wanted them, I would also think in the morning, what can I do to get to that goal? And I started ticking them off, and I was like, wow, I did that one. That one's done. This one's done. That one's, wow, this is pretty powerful. And what I realized was I was finishing them long before the date that I thought I would be finishing them. So what I'd like you to do is just try this out. Humor me. And let me know. You can reach me or Angie on the Reciprocity Facebook site and let me know how that's working out for you. Again, we have the workshop, and the form is on your table. You have that as well. If you're interested in that workshop, please fill that out. Bring it over to Angie, and the first 5 people will get Monsters in Gratitude for free. I thank you for your time, and please let me know how that works out for you. Thank you.